and I know how to do it. Like this. Well, it didn't help that I started out overburdened and with my fists, which really, that sort of misstep is enough to get you killed in Dark Souls, and it did.
Overburdened and underpaid.
Yes.
But, you know, in a few months, Emafine will be making $15 an hour.
Yes. Which is a living wage, what she deserves.
Right. A living wage. As opposed to a dying wage.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to ruin the economy. How our business is going to absorb all that, blah, blah. Well, that's what they said, you know, every time minimum wage has been raised, or every time they had to supply them workers with health insurance, or any time anything has ever changed like that. Everyone's always doom and gloomed it, and it never came to pass. So
here's what I would argue. Now, since we're going into something that's moderately serious.
Yes.
I would argue that randomly picking a number out of your ass because it sounds good.
What, 15?
Yeah. Like just being like,
economists will
$50 an hour. That sounds fucking good. Let's do that. It's like, I feel like there should be some science that goes into it.
There are. Economists have looked at it.
Yeah.
Economists will agree. Like, you know, that's what is required for most people to make mortgage payments and rent and that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think it's a little weird that we go from, what is it, 10 something now, or
yeah,
to jump to 15. I realize they do it over a couple years, but I feel like if we're gonna have a minimum wage,
yeah,
it should be based on inflation and other things, and
yeah,
it should be floating, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so every year it basically changes based on the economy. If the economy is doing shittier, it could go down a little bit. If the economy's doing better, it goes up. Like, a floating minimum wage, to me, would make sense.
Yeah.
Not just the random, like, we just picked a number, and economists say it's okay, but don't just randomly pick numbers and shit. Like, things should be based off of... Anyways, that's my...
Yeah, but, you know, Wendy's cheeseburgers are smaller and more expensive than they've ever been, so... That's all I'm saying. Time to start paying people a little more. And my whole thing is, I just don't like how money is hemorrhaging out of this country. Like how I haven't looked too much into the Panama Papers, but apparently big corporations and like the brother to the Prince of England or whatever they're all storing money in offshore accounts.
Of course.
So every time that happens, we lose money in this country, and that's not good.
But that's nothing. I mean, that's nothing new. That's not something with like, oh, this just started happening. And I mean, that's
no, granted. But oh, hey, look at this guy with the cage on his back. Should we kill him, Cody? Should we kill this guy with the cage on his back?
Only if he attacks us.
Okay, because he looks pretty friendly. Shit. This is what you do with the guy with the cage on his back. You go up and you talk to him. You're like, hey, what's up with that? What's up with the cage on your back? And he's like, oh, I'm just carrying around an empty cage on my back. Hey, you want to go for a ride? Sure, this seems like a great idea. Let me lock myself in this cage.
He's Bill Murray from Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I was just gonna hop on in there and you get to play pretend. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And he throws us down into a pit, of course.
Mother effer.
Yes, but we wanted this. This was actually a good thing.
Oh, you wanted this.
I wanted this.
This is the pits.
This is how you join the Mound Makers Covenant. And I missed it in my main playthrough because I didn't even find that area. And if I did, I probably would have attacked the guy with the cage on his back because this game teaches you to attack everything before it attacks you. And then it penalizes you when you do that. I said penalize.
Yes.
That sounds like penis.
It hits you with a wiener. That's what it does.
Yes.
This game is a lot of cock punching.
You know, that would be appropriate for this game. Like just
it would be.
Just when you think everything's all right, whap, penis slaps you in the face. All right, cool. Got anything else to say to me, buddy?
Etc., etc., etc.
Oh, he gives you a
Homeward bone.
Gives you homeward bones so that you can
Yeah, he does.
get out of there.
12 years old.
No, but here's the thing. When money is hemorrhaging out of the country, that's bad. Because if you're playing Monopoly and every time you pass go, somebody takes $50 out of the game board and puts it into a different game, puts it into the game of life, eventually there's going to be no more $50 left. So
Yes. Absolutely.
that's not a good way to run things. That's what I'm against.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's not a good way to run things. The whole system needs to be overhauled.
Yeah. And people complain, they're like, oh, $15 an hour, it's going to be so bad. It's like, no, these people are going to spend that $15 on iPhones, on hamburgers, on cars. Like, they're not going to put it in offshore accounts. It's going right back into the till.
Yeah, but it's also a good way for the government to take more fucking taxes, too.
Well, look, I'm well against that.
They're like, oh, now you get $15 an hour. We'll bump the tax rate up to 43%.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, that is what it's going to be. That's all it's about, is just more tax dollars, because the government is they've grown fat on taxes, and they don't know how to live without them.
Oh, yeah. The government is the equivalent of the, 1,000-pound man who, fills up a fucking room. He's Pearl from Blade, you know? What do you mean you want me to exist without 1,200 cheeseburgers a day? Yeah. It's like... Nobody lives on 1,200 cheeseburgers. You don't fucking need 1,200 cheeseburgers.
But I've been living this way forever.
Yeah, but it's always been this way.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't always been this way. Before World War II, it wasn't that way.
Correct.
But we just gotta slowly start, because it's never gonna happen overnight. But we gotta slowly start cutting them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Now you only get 500 cheeseburgers today. Now you only get 400 cheeseburgers today. Get used to fucking existing with a little less. And that's from unions too. Fucking unions do horrible shit to hold on.
Oh, unions are awful, man.
And then complain about how, they can't have the things that they need to be able to do whatever it is that they're trying to do. Teachers unions. We don't even have any pencils. Yeah, but you people fucking retire with 90% of your salary and can't be fired if you set a kid on fire. What world do we live in?
No, I agree. Unions they used to be important when there were no laws protecting workers. Now they're just bullies.
Right.
And if you don't join a union, you can't work in certain areas. You have to join, but I don't want to join, but you have to. All right, fine, I'll join. Okay, well, now you got to pay us dues. What? I didn't want to join in the first place. Too bad. You have to join.
Yeah. Or if you're like me, makeup artist, wanting to work on something major in the Los Angeles area, if you want a decent living wage and not a fucking Craigslist job where they pay you with copy and credit, because experience.
Yeah, experience. I am experienced.
Unlike video games, you can't buy anything in the real world with experience points. Because if life was paid with experience points, I'd be a fucking king right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that and $5 can get me some coffee at Starbucks,
Yeah. Especially because with experience points, well, would you lose them if you died, though? That's the question. Probably. Probably lose them when you die.
Yes, you have to go back and find them. They're like souls.
Damn it. So, we're going to fight a boss right now.
Yeah.
And we haven't done that in a while, so this is exciting. So let's go. If you had to guess in this room what we're gonna fight, what are we gonna fight?
I have no clue.
Well, good, because neither did I when I first came in here. I started attacking these guys. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, free experience, because there's a lot of them, and you just whack on them. Phrasing. Okay, I'm entering serious mode at this point, so no more fucking around. And
shit's about to get real.
Shit just got real. Giant tree, of all things.
Wow.
Giant tree. We're fighting a giant tree.
A giant treeple.
A giant curse-rotted greatwood. And how do you attack a giant curse-rotted greatwood? We all know you attack him in his tree nuts.
Oh no.
Right in his treesticles.
Oh no.